Mr. Okhai Akhigbe joins us from Abuja. He's also a security analyst and consultant. Thank you for joining us from Abuja. Well, about this Mubi killing, so many theories and schools of thought out there. Perhaps if they were to piece some of this together, from what you've seen and heard, do you think they will eventually make a meaningful headway to the extent of apprehending those who were directly responsible in this matter?
Hi, Chamberlain. Well, I got part of what you said. I didn't get everything. You mentioned...
Yeah, I did say that from the pieces of information out there, to the extent that, yes, some say they reported to the police, these guys gained access from the police end of the border into Adamawa State Polytechnic. Others speculate that it had to do with student union elections, and the theory is just out there. If they were to piece this together, will it, from your perspective, do you think that it would lead directly to arresting those who were directly responsible for this one?
Well, it's going to be difficult to do a proper analysis at this point because investigations are still ongoing. It's a tragic event that occurred. We're seeing a pattern here because, if I recollect correctly, we had a similar incident happen in University of Jos, I think about last month or so. So it just continues to show that we need to continue to enlarge our threat analysis and response capability.
But from what you've
and I know that there's a dragnet. Sorry?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I said I know that currently there's a dragnet that's been pulled to try and apprehend those people that carried out that heinous crime. We're hoping that we will be able to have some of those people apprehended and be able to piece together what is happening, because, like I said, it seems to be a trend, shootings in the universities or institutions. So we need to be able to piece this together and know exactly what is happening. So I wouldn't want to speculate at this point.
Well, the Senate, yes, they spoke about this matter, and they also thought that this cannot just be allowed to slide. But from their response, does that suggest that perhaps the authorities will up their game, and then maybe the authorities also do what they have to do in terms of supporting the police and the SSS to really do much more than they have been doing?
Okay, I think that we're just going to have a more determined response to dealing with crimes, especially crimes such as these. We have to get to that point that we make perpetrators of such crimes understand that no matter how long it takes, that we will chase them down, arrest them, and charge them to court. There are too many of these perpetrators that have slipped through the net over the years, and we just have to ensure that we are able to get some closure on some of these cases, no matter how long it takes.
Well, you once said that this wouldn't go away, and we're still very much in it. What would you say is responsible for this, should I say, protracted problem to this extent that we still haven't been able to find any meaningful way out of it?
Well, Suleiman, it's probably 11 months since we spoke for the first time, and I had to make that very unfortunate prediction that this is going to last for quite a while, and we're still here. Like I've said, it's always better for us to prepare for a longer battle, and if we can win it in the short term, that'll be fine. But then the fact is that the Pandora's box has been opened here, and we just need to continue to enlarge our capacity in terms of the way we're able to respond to these emerging threats. They're becoming more and more complicated in certain cases. Sometimes it's difficult to actually identify the perpetrators of these crimes. So, like I said, I'll just still emphasize on that. We're just going to have to continue to enlarge our threats analysis capabilities, our crisis management capabilities as well. And that's going to also require a lot of initiative and innovation on our part.
I know that you've said you're reluctant to make any presumptions, but do you see any trademark of Boko Haram here?
It's difficult to say right now. It's really difficult to say. I really will not speculate on that at this point. Whether it's Boko Haram or not, the fact is that a heinous crime has been committed, and we need to go all out to ensure that we can arrest those that are behind this crime.
Well, for Dr. Femi Adegbilo, he talks about private securities, maybe having some individuals coming in to see if they can help individually, the way it is in some other countries. Would you also subscribe to that?
At some level, I would say I would. But then, like I keep emphasizing, we would need to develop the framework. We'd need to look at all the legal issues, because there are real risks, in being in a hurry to establish, private security, especially armed private security services. It's an alternative and a complement to the services that we already have, but we need to examine all of the issues that would come on board if we were to go down that road, because that has its own risks as well. But like I've said, I think we need to explore a whole lot of areas in terms of applying new initiatives and innovation to dealing with some of the threats that we're facing right now.
What would you be saying to schools in the country at this point in time? Because we know they already have their own security, but just to beef and make it more secure, what would you say to them?
Well, I mean, in the last 11 months, we've found out that higher institutions, especially universities, polytechnics, have become targets. So I'd expect that some of these universities should they can invite in private individuals who can carry out security surveys for them, threat analysis, and they should also liaise with the security agencies in the area.
Well, I like to imagine that if citizen participation is one of the elements in this threat analysis, but now that we hear time and again that they complain, they report to the police authorities, is either help is slow in coming or doesn't even show up at all, this is a major challenge for them, because, of course, people will be a lot more discouraged when these kind of things continue happening. Do you think they're really taking note of this with a view to correcting it, the police now?
Well, I think that, like other sectors of the economy, the security infrastructure has its challenges, and what we're going to have to do now is to start to rebuild and to make it more robust to deal with more diverse threats that we're facing. The police force, like other sectors, other agencies, have their challenges. They have to also retrain to deal with these threats.